Man's death sparks outrage and raises questions about trucking industry practices.
Many of you told News 10 you were upset after yesterday's story about a fatal accident involving a semi and an SUV. The semi driver, who police say caused this accident, has several OWI convictions and admitted using cocaine before that crash.
News 10's Jessica Hayes finds out how this man was still on the road.
Ryan Kelly would be 26 on December 11th. Instead, he'll be buried Wednesday. Less than 2 weeks ago, Kelly was stopped at the intersection of Fruit Ridge and Maple Avenues in Terre Haute.
That's when a fuel tanker driven by Timothy Clark hit him from behind. Clark later admitted to police he had fallen asleep several times behind the wheel and he had been up late the night before smoking crack cocaine.
Kelly suffered major head trauma and died. According to a police report, Clark has 3 convictions for operating a vehicle while intoxicated. He was also driving on a suspended license. So how was he still on the road?
There's not a law that I'm aware of right now that if he had a DUI conviction in '79 and 1980 that would prohibit him from driving here in the year 2010.
But his third OWI arrest was from December 2009 with a conviction this past June. Each year, Watts says employers must do motor vehicle checks. Even if this arrest happened after the last check, Clark was still required to tell his employer.
He could have fell within a window that they would not have noticed this on his record, or 2, they just overlooked it.
Allowing Clark on the road in a semi, pulling a tanker full of gas.
Commercial motor vehicle drivers are required to take a drug test when they're newly hired. And then the company is required to annually perform random drug testing on their drivers.
Clark's employer, Nelson Oil, refused an interview, but did say Clark passed a drug screen 3 days before the accident. As attorneys on both sides review their cases, Kelly's family prepares to say goodbye. In Terre Haute with photojournalist Ryan Ward, Jessica Hayes, News 10.
Nelson Oil said Clark no longer works for the company. Clark faces 6 felony charges and up to 20 years in prison. Funeral information for Ryan Kelly is posted on our website, WTHI-TV.com.